true training over here at Santino Brothers Wrestling Academy. We're not like some of the other wrestling schools where we learn to wrestle and start training from there. We definitely work our cardio and everything else, so definitely always working hard at Santino Brothers Wrestling.
Awesome. Okay, so tell us more about the show. We just learned about Angel, and his gimmick is going to be the barber. And what's your gimmick going to be?
I'm going to be the Macho Man, Joey Chaos. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm thinking of who I'm going to be and thinking. So I'm working real hard. Like I told people before, I'm no Dynamite D, but we're all going to have a lot of fun in tribute to Dynamite D. So we're going to be in the I'm going to be in the main event, teaming up with Supreme Man Gang, and one of my students is going to be portraying Hulk Hogan. So it's going to be a six-man warfare. We're going to have Pinky the Giant there, and then one of my top instructors, Ravishing Rico Dynamite, and so it's going to be a fun main event. The guys are working hard to get ready for it. This is April 9th, Hall, California.
Will there be a Tiger Mask making an appearance?
You know what? I don't know. Anything can happen, you know. So we're looking to get this thing started. Hopefully, make it an annual thing. Hopefully, have a lot of fun. I think a lot of us got into wrestling in the '80s, so I think a lot of people are nostalgic for it. But you know, we don't want to watch TNA and watch the old man still do it. So that's why we're going to have some young guys parroting them off.
Violence Jack, what do you got to say? I mean, I know you're big into the '80s. You know everything. You remember the Red Rooster. You remember Coco Beware. You remember the Mountie and the model Rick Martel. These guys also have to make an appearance on this show.
Will there be a Wildfire Tommy Rich?
Wildfire Tommy Rich. You know, I don't think so. Like Angel said. What's that?
You know what I'm seeing here? I'm seeing overabundance of WWF characters, and I'm not seeing enough of the Natural Butch Reed, and I'm not seeing enough of Ricky Pre-Dragon Steamboat on this card. I want to see the rest crew.
Those aren't gimmicks, Violence Jack. Those are just guys in trunks. You want gimmicks. I'm looking for gimmicks. If I'm going to this show, I want to see Poison in the makeup and the big hair. I don't want to see Poison in trunks and tights. Give me a break.
Okay. What about Supreme Man Gang? Will we see him later on in the card as the Supreme Dream Akeem?
You know what? That might even be a little bit better, huh? He's going to be out there going out there, Supreme Man Gang. He's got his managers slick, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
But it makes more sense. It makes more sense to be Supreme, the African Dream. That makes way more sense than
there you go.
I think that's great. And then he can get the hand movements down and pretend like he's jiving out and shit. That would be perfect.
But maybe you can have it mid-match. Like halfway through the match, he just breaks out into,
Oh, he rolls.
Doesn't work out.
He rolls. No. He rolls under the ring and changes into his dashiki.
Or at least put the hat on, right?
Yeah. He doesn't even need the hat, really, because he'll be in the match, you know.
All he needs is the dance. If he's got the dance down, and that's all that matters, right? Supreme the dream, huh?
Hey, Kaz, let me ask you something about Angel. When you guys, he wrestles on a lot of you guys' shows and everything, doesn't he? He wrestles on all your stuff? In the locker room, you guys don't have any problems with him, like looking at you and stuff like that? I'm not trying to offend you, Angel. I'm just trying to check it out, like see what's up. Because I think, don't ask, don't tell is in for a reason.
You know, when we go in the locker room, there's always the guys' locker room and the girls' locker room, and we never see Angel in the guys' locker room. Kind of makes his way the girls' room, does his mingling with them. So, I don't know, Angel. What do you got to say on that?
Hey, like the 80s say, the girls just want to have fun.
Oh, you sicko.
I have always had I'm a firm believer in the fact that homosexuality is a myth. That's their way of, scoring with fucking idiot women that want to change them. And you know what? I just don't have the balls to say that I need to be changed.
Angel, is that what you're up to?
Don't call it.
Oh, man. Angel is scoring so many of your fucking girlfriends, and you guys don't even know it. You guys are like,
you never
go underwear shopping together. It's cool, whatever.
Yep, they never like the gay guy.
All right, you guys. Hey, This show sounds like something you want to spend money on, actually, because it's something fun and different and everything. And before we go, you got to get out all the information, where it is, and all that stuff again one last time.
Yeah, it's this Friday night, April 9th, in Newhall, California. It's right near Magic Mountain for all you SoCalers. Check out our website, www.santinobros.com, for all the information. Show starts at 8 p.m. Tickets are $12, $6 kids. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have some raffles, and it's going to be a tribute to Dynamite D. So everyone, come out and pay your respects to the guys that have paved the road before us.
And people in Southern California know where Newhall is? Is that a popular kind of area?
Yeah, we've been doing shows out here since the early 2000s. So it's a nice spot for wrestling. A lot of the guys, a lot of the people out here, just definitely check it out. It's right there off of Lyons and Spruce Street in Newhall, California. But for all the information, guys, go ahead and check out the website, www.santinobros.com. And just check it out on a daily basis, man, because we update it daily with moves of the week, matches, podcast, commentary, everything. Just be a little bit more interactive. So if anyone wants to know what it's like going to a pro wrestling school and you don't have the guts to do it, check out the website.
And I will tell you this, KAOS, I'll give you a bit of praise. I've been listening to your podcast. Your podcast is really good, especially if you want to know anything about what's going on in the SoCal area or any kind of information about Santino Brothers or anything like that. You're really good on that thing. So there you go. That's a little bit of praise that I wouldn't normally give out because I don't care. But, so there you go. Everyone check out Santino Brothers. Isn't it .net or is it's .net, isn't it? SantinoBrothers.net?
It's .net, it's .com. It's a long story, but if you go to either one, we got them both locked up. So definitely go ahead and check it out. And I really appreciate your kind words today.
All right, man. KAOS, Angel, thank you for coming on. Everyone, we're going to pimp this thing out. It's on awesomebob.net and everything like that. So you guys have a good night. And keep training out there and hitting each other hard because this indie shit's getting weak with these guys not hitting each other. Sick of it.
There we go. Santino Brothers Wrestling Academy. We're handing out beatdowns, bringing the pain.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot. There you go. What do you think about that? That's a good gimmick idea for a show, isn't it, Violence Jack? I think. It's fucking hilarious. Violence Jack?
What's up?
I say that's a good gimmick idea for a show, to have everybody in an 80s gimmick.
Well, what's funny about that, in the 80s, that's all the independent cards were. Everyone, there was, Chuck Hogan and it was like they just tried to confuse the public into thinking that the stars were going to be there. Maybe they couldn't use the names. And you'd get there and, Chuck Hogan would be, 202 pounds and 5'10", and he might have a wig on or maybe a glued-on mustache or whatever. So, yeah, it's definitely a throwback on many levels.
But, yeah, I think that's great, and it's hilarious. So that's something I would pay for because at least, if nothing else, you go to the show, get a little bit tipsy, and then you can pop for the character. Even if the match sucks, you can at least pop for the characters, at least.
Whether Black Machismo is even good at what he does, which he actually really is, but if he wasn't, people would pop for it. It's like they recognize it, and that's I don't know what direction you had to take the show, but I'm torn because I loved WWF in the '80s, but I also loved NWA, and NWA didn't have the characters. Gimmicks and why they're important, but somebody like Terry Gordy, I don't know that he needed a gimmick. He had personality.
Well, yeah, but that's if you're on a weekly episodic TV show where people can get to know who you are. That's one thing. You don't have to have a gimmick that much. But if you're on the indie circuit, no one's going to know who you are. They're going to know who you are from that match, and then they may never see you again. You know what I mean? Like, it's easier to get a character over if you're on TV every single week getting that character over. But just say Terry Gordy walks out into the ring. He's going to be a good wrestler. He's going to put on a good match, but no one's going to really give a fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not really going to give a fuck.
Yeah. But I always thought Terry Gordy was awesome. But then again, I loved the Freebirds gimmick, and I thought they were awesome. I thought it was, one of the coolest gimmicks in the world. But then I got to see World Class every week. So, if I just saw the Freebirds one time, I would have probably thought it was really cool because of their entrance and everything like that. But say they